You had some explaining to do, and I want you to get to that. I don't want you to.
About Joe Lacob's not trying to win a title?
Which I think is just inflammatory.
It's not. It's not at all.
Well, then explain yourself.
I don't think
I'm tired of trying to beg for this point.
I don't think that he's against winning a championship.
There's one for Instagram.
I don't think he's like trying to be like, I hate championships. But here's the dirty little secret of sports. You're just not allowed to say it out loud. Like, that's not what they're trying to do. They're not hell-bent on winning a championship. They're hell-bent on having a good product. That's what they're doing.
No one said they're hell-bent. And what exactly is hell-bent on winning a championship really mean?
Because you could make moves that are constantly solely about right now and obsession with championships. And I do think there are owners who get to that point, and it's largely because of a lack of success. I think Jerry Jones is hell-bent before he dies on winning another ring. And God willing, he won't. But anyway.
He strikes me as the kind of guy who isn't going to die. So, and I don't know why.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
I mean, he could be 138 years old right now.
I think he already is.
And he'll look exactly the same way. That's kind of my point about Jerry Jones.
When you fix your face, that's what happens.
You
can't age.
He may not die, is my point.
All right. Well, that'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be great for the Jones family. I'm pulling for you, Jared.
I don't think it'd be great for his kids. They'd be like, I thought we were going to get some money at some point.
It would be great if he lived another 50 years and still didn't win another championship. That would be awesome.
Sign me up for that.
Yep.
No, what I'm getting at is that the Warriors' current position is such that if we're all real about this, and I think most of us are, it is highly unlikely that they're going to win another ring during Steph Curry's time. I know Steph disagrees with that. I know Draymond disagrees with that. Many in the Warriors might feel like they disagree with that. But in their quiet moments, I don't think that what they're doing right now is like, we've got to make moves so that we can win a championship next year. That really probably doesn't exist. If you look at the NBA and the way that it is usually structured, I can already tell you who's going to be good next year and largely, mostly kind of unbeatable. Like, are the Celtics going to play the Nuggets in the finals?
This year?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, if you wanted to play the game of name your NBA matchup, and if you did a draft and you took Celtics and Nuggets as the first pick, and I took the field, every other possible conceivable matchup,
yep.
I would probably be favored, but not by a lot.
What if I said, are the Celtics or the Nuggets going to win it all? That versus the field.
If you had those two teams versus the field, you would be the favorite.
Exactly right.
You would be the favorite.
So what if Warrior fans stopped using the phrase make a run and stopped using the phrase win a chip and instead said beat Jokic? What are the Warriors going to do next year to beat Jokic? Do you see that? Does Paul George do that?
Probably not.
Does Kevin Durant do that? Do you beat Jokic?
You need an and. You need Paul George and you need Kevin Durant and.
And those things probably don't exist. But I will tell you what Paul George and Kevin Durant do bring. Good product.
Yeah.
It's relevance. It's fun. It's interesting. Ticket drivers. That's what the Warriors are trying to do. And it is sort of a dirty little secret sometimes. And we are the pawns in their game. We are the fans. And we get romantic about this stuff. And so do they. Again, I'm not trying to say that this is like they're being disingenuous or anything. I'm just saying that I think that inside the walls of sports teams, they are more aware than they would ever say publicly of their current standing. I've told that story before, and I won't mention the coach. Actually, maybe we even could. He's passed away now. I don't think he would care. He was a great dude.
Denny Green.
Denny Green.
Oh, I guess.
I've told you the story before.
Yeah.
He had a weekly thing on a show that I was hosting 1,000 years ago and would talk to the producers to set up, okay, what day each week do you want to come on? And he said, well, what would work for you guys? And the producer goes, how about Mondays? You know, right after football, it'd be great. We're breaking down games with Denny Green. This is when Denny was coaching the Cardinals.
Yep.
You want to know why he said no? I'm not doing Mondays because I'm going to be ticked off on Mondays because we're about to lose a lot of football games this year.
12 of the 16 Mondays, I'm going to be ticked off.
I'm pretty sure he didn't say that in his preseason presser.
Sure.
He said, no, we got this, that, we're going to do it. We're going to, like, I think the Warriors are aware they're in a spot right now, and they're going to try, but I don't think that the ring is the thing. I think relevance, product, excitement, interest, all of those things.
It's all part of it, absolutely. But when you get into it and you're competitive, as Joe Lacob is and everybody in that organization is, and you start to play the games and you go through the schedule and you go through the rigmarole, you're absolutely thinking about how this can all lead to a championship. And I do think that when Steph says, you know, we were 3 wins away from a 6 seed and, you know, that would have gotten us in the playoffs, and they've all said that, you know, this team would be a tough out in the playoffs. I do think that they have enough delusion to think that they were closer to being a championship contender than maybe a 10 seed would normally think.
Yeah.
Because they've been there before recently. They've climbed that mountain as a 3 seed. They were able to get that done. So, yes, it's not championship or bust, and they do want to be interesting and relevant and all the rest of it, but you're absolutely, I think, in a mindset of trying to be a champion again.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco and Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Upgrade your savings dividend. Open a First NorCal first-class money market.
I feel a man's stomach is that dirt when they put him inside that grave. So, yeah, of course, Joe Lacob wants to win more championships because he's not satisfied. If a man has 1 mountain of gold, he's going to want 2. If he's got 2, he's going to want 3. It's just very simple. Steph Curry will retire as a Warrior, and any idiot that even tries to trade him, even if they're giving 3 number 1 picks, 4 number 1 picks, you cannot trade Steph Curry.
Well, I agree with that completely, but you said something there in the middle that I think is maybe even more interesting. Let's break this apart. Joe Lacob isn't satisfied. You agree with that?
Yes, absolutely.
How so?
He has 4, and he'd love to get number 5. And if he got 5, he'd want 6. I think satisfaction it's an interesting thing. If he were to, you know, be on death's door right now, and, you know, God willing he's not, would he look back at his life and his tenure with the Warriors owner and think, you know what, I left a little meat on that bone. I'm a failure. I didn't get it done. Of course not. So is he satisfied? No, but he's successful. He's done it.
Yeah.
He's done the damn thing.
Like,
he took over the team. He bought the team. He went out on the Mullen retirement night, and he boasted about how they're going to hang banners and this and that.
Come on,
and we
people.
all laughed, and he got booed and all the rest of it. And then he went out and did the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there is accomplishment, and then there's satisfaction. You can have accomplishments without being satisfied, and I think that's where he is.
Can I agree with you and then disagree with you? Like you said, is he satisfied? No. And then you said but, and I wanted to.
Oh, no.
And I wanted,
damn but again.
Well, I wanted to use the word yes.
I'm not insulting Brock Purdy, but.
No, but yes. No, because a personality like that is never, quote unquote, satisfied.
Right.
It's not even possible. So when you say he's not satisfied with 4, he wants 5. No, he doesn't. He won't be satisfied with 5 either.
He'll want 6.
Or
not 5.
Not 5,
Thank
not
you.
6, not 7.
it's insatiable. Like
Right,
they're
right.
just it never ends. It never ends. However, at any moment, this is sort of what I think you were saying. At any moment, if you hit pause, stop what you're doing. Are you satisfied? Absolutely.
Of course.
What the hell has he not done? They've won titles. He built the new arena. He has turned, and if you've been here for a minute, this still doesn't make any sense.
Right.
He's turned the Golden State Warriors into a more valuable franchise than the Los Angeles Lakers Sit with that for a second.
I can't. I won't.
That's the most bananas thing that has happened in sports in our lifetime, period. Whatever you're thinking is a wrong answer, period. Bananas. Are you satisfied? Absolutely. All I'm saying is the lack of satisfaction comes from the fact that a personality like that never stops. It's never, that's not the way it works. You always want to keep doing. You always want to keep growing. You set a standard, and then you expect to wake up every day and meet that. So that means we've got to be great every day. So in that form, sure, you're never satisfied. But I think he's totally satisfied. I think he's incredibly proud of himself.
Yeah.
I think he's incredibly proud of all the people around him. I think that they look at what they've built with googly emoji heart eyes every day. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to have their organization operate at a high level. That doesn't usually mean championship.
No.
It almost always doesn't.
But that is the highest of the high, and that is the loftiest place you can be as a professional sports franchise owner. It's one thing to be profitable, and they are. It's another thing to take the value of your team from when you bought it and make it worth 20 times what you paid for it, and it has. It's another thing to build a world-class arena, and he has. He's done so many things that can never be put asunder. Yet, you wake up every day, and like you're saying, you wake up in the morning and you stretch in bed and you think to yourself, how can I be great today? How can I get this franchise, this team from where we are back to that mountaintop?
Yeah.
Because success is like a drug. It's addictive. And when you get there and you win, you celebrate it, the champagne dries, and you realize, I want that again.
But you're talking about it in a larger sort of omnipresent sense. If we just zero in on the remainder of Steph Curry's career,
sure,
I really think the Warriors want those are the words that are true. The words that are true are competitive, relevant, entertaining, good. Like, those are the words that are the goal right now. Greatness, parades, I mean, circumstantial at best.
That's all part of it.
Pie in the sky, maybe.
Right. That's all part of it.
Like, I just don't think that that's their thought process. Must win ring. Must
win ring, but when you're doing the goal setting exercise, and I know you've done a bunch of these because you're a teacher, you're a leader, you're a winner, and when you goal set, the top goal is the biggest goal, the most lofty goal that you can possibly achieve. And then you go down from there. You break it down into smaller increments, smaller goals. So I do think that when they pull out the whiteboard and they start thinking about the goals for the upcoming year, the top line goal is always going to be win a championship, one for the thumb. Now, it doesn't mean that it's championship or bust, Super Bowl or bust, as we talked about with the 49ers, but the Niners will go into this upcoming year, and their goal is to win the Super Bowl. And that's obvious. And
right, but they're in a spot like that. But they're in a spot like that.
Well, so are the Warriors. In their mind.
Yeah, no, I don't think they are.
See, I think that they believe that they can still win a championship.
I
think that they think they can win another championship with Steph Curry.
You're going to be right if anyone ever asked them. They'd never admit it.
Right. Now, if you ask Monty Williams in Detroit, and he goes to that same whiteboard.
I know.
They're not writing. If they write NBA championship at the top of their goal sheet, well, all right, Monty.
Okay.
Good luck. You won 14 games this year, kid.
Okay, but what do I get for
this? Is James Wiseman.
What do I get for 2 years in a row of we believe in this team. You know, give us a chance. We believe in this team. Championship contender. Boop. Second season's over. This wasn't a championship team. It's 2 years in a row now. That's exactly what happens, right? We went from Steve Kerr constantly. I believe in this team. I believe in this team. I like
this group.
Give us a chance. I like this group. We're better than we were last year. We are better. This is my Steph. Give us a chance. Bop. And then bang, the season ends. And what did he come on the show and say? Can't be spending this kind of money for this kind of a team. It's time for change, clearly. Hold on a second. All I'm saying is pull the curtain back sometimes. I don't think the Warriors right now think that they are a tweak away from a title. I think they know better than that. Nikola Jokic is out there. How you beating that guy?
How you going to double him, Mark?
You don't even have anyone who's 6'8" on your team.
JD's got to be about 6'8".
Jokic is in the conference. It's like, we can do it. It's like, you're probably not going to do it.
Probably not, but it doesn't prevent you from making that your goal. It doesn't keep you from trying everything you can do in the offseason to get there.
You know I'm on team try.
Absolutely.
But when I say try, I really just mean be good. I want the Warriors to be good. I'm not, no matter what they get this offseason, I pretty much assure you I'm not going to come back here in September and predict that they can win it all. I'm very, very firm on that likelihood.
Right.
Yeah.
But, they're going to get into October and they're going to start getting into the season and they're going to think that, they can probably win a championship. And they're going to go out there and try to get that done. They're not just going to sit in the opener and think, you know what? Let's just be good.
Well, no,
let's be interesting.
That's not how it works. That's the games. I mean,
right.
Sure, you go play. You go play with everything you got. You give it all you got. But as far as like when you're constructing the organization, I don't think, quite frankly, put it this way. If they really were like, dude, championship contention next year, well, then there's no doubt they would trade Jonathan Kuminga. That'd be the first thing that they do. Of course they would do. He's not ready to go have a huge role on a title team. 21. He's not ready. So if you were hell-bent, and that's what I mean by hell-bent, if you were obsessed and totally convinced we are that snap away from winning a championship, you'd be calling every team in the league to trade Kuminga.
Well, maybe they will.
Maybe.
This is not trade season.
Maybe.
So this is the season where you get to watch. And we're watching the playoffs right now. And
how's it going?
The Warriors are doing the same. It's early action, second quarter in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, is tonight Orlando
up
Cleveland?
5.
Orlando's up 5.
Orlando and Cleveland.
Not a lot of offense in this game.
I was going to say, if you wanted to talk about of the 8 series, the one that I've watched the least of,
that one,
it would be Cleveland and Orlando.
Are we?
This has been the series that has been pushed to NBA TV quite often in the first round.
Home team undefeated in the
Correct.
series? Yeah.
Correct.
And by the way, it will end that way. Cleveland will win
Cleveland
this
in 7. Okay.
Yeah. And then people will go, but the series never started.
It's one of my favorites.
I didn't know Cleveland was allowed to move on. The series hasn't started because nobody's won on the other team's floor.
Mavericks Clippers tonight.
Mavericks are ending their season.
They're going to win it tonight.
Can I give you a fun note on this Magic Cavs series?
I am with bated breath.
This is now game 6. There has been one game in this series where both teams scored in triple digits.
One game.
Wow. Think about that. Every game, besides one, at least one team hasn't reached 100 points.
That's why everyone talks about Klay Thompson and the Magic. They don't put the ball in the bucket.